Illinois just passed a new siting reform package, and what what can you tell me about, what led to that and what the response has been?
Yeah, there were a number of counties that um, were restrictive in their wind and solar ordinance. And some counties, there's at least one I remember seeing that their ordinance basically says you shall not build a wind farm in this county. Others were more subtle in knowing that that probably would not pass a court test or a court challenge, and so they just put their setbacks from a wind turbine or from a solar project so large that if you actually looked at the parcel makeup of that county and you put a turbine in the center of a parcel even and then drew the setback, it was going to be impossible for you to build a wind project in that county. For example, one that I remember was a 1 mile setback. And and so that becomes an effective ban of wind energy in that county. And that was really going to impede the state's goals in terms of increasing the amount of wind and solar, that we have in the state. And simultaneously, we are closing coal plants, very old, aging coal plants. And so the question becomes, well, can we build wind and solar fast enough to replace the coal plants that are scheduled to go offline? And if you have several counties that have available transmission line and a very good wind or solar resource, but they're just blocking development of that project, then that's what kind of gave rise to this state legislation that says no county ordinance can be more restrictive than this, and it set kind of a very sound, reasonable length for setbacks and so forth across the state. And so this summer, many county zoning boards have had to update their zoning ordinance to be in compliance with the state ordinance.
Has there been any like legal pushback against the state law?
There were rumblings from counties of maybe banding together and challenging the law. And so far, I haven't seen any county that said they're going to go on their own. And so most counties, and admittedly, I've been in counties where there are active wind or solar development, so I have a biased sample, but most counties have moved to be in compliance over the summer. There might have been some grumbling and complaining about how dare Springfield tell us what we can and can't do in our own county, and we're in charge of zoning for this county. But at the end of the day, they don't want to face all the legal costs. It's not that big a deal. They just don't like it on principle. But when you actually look at, for most counties, when you look at the differences between what their existing ordinance was and what the state ordinance was, it was not a material enough difference for them to, to challenge it in court. It was just the principle of not being, not liking to be told what they can and can't do. So it was an autonomy issue, which I can understand. Living downstate, that seems to be a constant theme. So this is, just builds on that narrative, but I can see how they would feel that way, but I haven't seen any legal challenges to the law.